With the constant demands of trying to survive and live while also ensuring our own needs are met can become overbearing. It becomes so overbearing that we eventually lose sight of our ethical being and who we are. We begin to run on autopilot in a constant cycle of unhealthy, exhausting patterns and ways of living. It is human nature to be able to adapt to the changes life throws at us, whether it's economic upheaval, suffering a loss with a loved one, a job loss, or adding a new member to the family. With these changes, we must learn to change our behavior in order to keep up with the changes that have occurred around us. But while keeping up with the changes, you will notice that you yourself may begin to change, but your ethical individuality should always remain the same, and if anything, increase more positively in character. You may develop different habits, hobbies, or different interests that align with you in a moment of time. As we begin to navigate the world with our new characteristics and habits that enhances our ethical being, you will begin to learn more about yourself. You might realize that some things that you used to engage in or enjoy no longer fulfills you. You might realize that some things, actions, or behaviors of others might begin to trigger you. It's important you pay attention to those triggers because you don't want to get caught up constantly repeating cycles of behaviors or activities that you are trying to evolve from. Change is always happening, and it's important that we embrace the changes that occur, or we will find ourselves out of whack because we are choosing to stay stuck in cycles. And staying stuck in cycles is where we resist change and constantly experience similar situations, lessons, or types of people until we have made the choice to grow and evolve from it. With you allowing yourself to embrace change, there may be people who will not be happy about that. People will say you're changing and you're not who you used to be. Some people may be upset with you making choices for yourself to evolve and become better. They will begin to project, saying you think you are better than, or shame on you for how you have decided to live your life. But understand that this is your life and not theirs. Understand that the sole purpose of being human is to evolve and elevate. We are meant to become better and do better. We are not meant to continuously engage in activities or behaviors that do more harm to us than good. This is where you begin to realize that you might have to let some people go along the journey. It's natural for people to outgrow others. Yes, they may have been cool in one season, but in this current season, they will be someone that only weighs you down and delay your progress. Don't let others control your life and prevent you from going where you need and want to go because you allow them to keep you in cycles. At every stage of your evolution, you have to be aware of who you are and adapt and grow with the changes. Do not continue to engage or do something because you've been doing it all your life and it worked for you in the previous seasons. It might have benefited you before, but it's no longer needed in this new season. For example, if your body is beginning to reject meat, maybe it's time for you to adjust your diet and not force yourself to continue doing something that no longer aligns with the new you. Regardless of where you currently are, it's important that you love yourself through every stage of the journey. Do not talk bad about yourself because you feel there is something about you that you want to change. For example, if you find yourself wanting to lose weight, still love the weight you have while doing what you need to do to let the weight go. Do not beat yourself up or think it's impossible for you to change. You can and you will. Remember, it takes time. We have to make efforts to create the individual we would like to be with no regrets. So be kind to yourself and speak encouraging words to yourself while becoming the person you are trying to become. We have to continuously empower ourselves to live the life we desire and deserve. It is our actions and choices that create our dreams. If you want that summer body, understand that it is your choice to make some effort every day to work out and eat better. And if you want to be kind to people, know that it's okay to pause for a second before you respond to ensure that the response is one of love and kindness. Remember, you cannot make excuses or blame other people for your current place in life. All this does is give your power to other people, which prevents you from going where you need and want to go. You have to be intentional with every decision made in your life. This is your power, which is in your control. For the people who say, I've always been this way my whole life and I will never change, those are people who have made the conscious decision to not change. It is not that they can't, it's that they don't want to put in the work, in the time, in the energy to evolve and become better. We deserve to live, laugh, and love in our lifetime. So we have to embrace things, people, and situations that create joy, laughter, and fulfillment while pushing away those that do not. So, what are some things that bring you joy or happiness? What are some things you enjoy doing but have not had the time, energy, or resources to do? It could be things like learning a new instrument or language, going to fairs, comedy shows, receiving a massage, or simply being able to moisturize after every shower. It will be different from person to person, but it has to be things that bring peace and happiness in your life. Now, most people will say having a certain amount of money will make them happy, but what if you did have the money right now? What would you do with it to bring upon feelings of happiness? Because it's not the money itself that will bring the happiness, but it's what you are now able to do with that money that will create happy emotions within you. Now, I'm not going to go too deeply down that route because I want you to really find the small things in life that will bring you joy and happiness. Some more examples could be spending time with family and close friends, having your favorite food or dessert, or simply watching your comfort show or movie. It's so important for you to know what makes you happy. Your happiness is your own responsibility and no one else's. Once we recognize what brings us joy and happiness, we have to then feed that energy and try to incorporate it in our daily lives. When we begin doing the things we love, we are fully expressing ourselves and living in our authenticity. You'll begin to feel a sense of freedom about yourself because you are expressing yourself honestly and in alignment with your true self. Never apologize for feeling bad for doing what makes you happy, but knowing what makes you happy or the things that bring you satisfaction is the first step to creating fulfillment in your life while keeping up with the demands of change. So, for the next activity, I want you to think of at least 20 things, big or small, that makes you smile, or you love doing, or you have an interest in starting that will bring you excitement in your life.